Well, we're here, we're gonna film a video on arms because we get a lot of comments on how to build bigger arms, and you would think that it is the bicep that builds you a bigger arm, but PJ, what is it really?
Well, your tricep is actually really statistically, if you break down percentages and whatnot, it's like 2/3 of your arm, really. So by neglecting your triceps, you're never gonna have big arms. So I'm gonna show Kristen, the ultimate pupil really, how to hit your tricep with one attachment from 4 different angles, so you can cover pretty much every possible angle with this. And the cool thing about this is there's really no wrong way to do the rope. Although like your nerdy like exercise science guys will say that that's false, but your arms move through all these different planes of motion, which is if you take biomechanics and kinesiology farther along, you learn moving your elbow around is really how you change where you're flexing the muscle. So we're gonna do all these with strict form, but just from completely different elbow positionings, and you're gonna feel it in completely different spots.
I love it. So one apparatus and all the movements.
Yeah. The normal way to do it, right, is you just stand with your elbows by your sides and you just pull the rope apart. You know, that's your standard way of doing it, and that's the way that you know I really like to do it the most anyway. But by just changing this elbow positioning to where you're going to step forward a little bit, right, and you're going to have to do it where there's enough tension on here, where your elbows are going to be in like this, and they're forward, and you're actually coming at an angle like this, sort of like, you know, if you were laying down and you're doing a French press or a nose breaker, skull crusher, whatever you want to call it. It's that type of movement, but you're pushing down in a way like this. So just by changing this stretch, you feel it all the way up in here. Okay, and you're going to be stronger like this because it's just a simple short range of motion. Now from here, we can do the opposite. We can step forward now and rotate the elbows all the way out and lean forward a little bit and pull all the way apart like this. And now we change the stress all the way.
You change the entire angle.
Yep, to the outside. And then from there, that way you'll actually be probably a little weaker.
Okay.
You can turn around, step forward, and now you're coming from all the way over your head and pulling out, which you'll feel in the medial, basically right through the middle of it here. So what I do when I do these is I start here, right? I'll pick a rep range. Like let's say I want my reps to be 7 for each one, or 5 for each one, or 10 for each one, whatever. I have that in my mind first, because they're gonna get obviously harder as you go along. So I know personally that I'm pretty strong over my head, so I don't mind doing those last.
Okay.
But really these are probably the trickiest ones because it's a weird position. This, if you're not in the right spot, you're not even gonna really feel it until you get in that right spot. But once you get in that right spot, you're gonna actually feel it here a lot. Like all the way up at the top of the arm, like where you can like really build the muscle a lot right there.
That one really looks like a skull crusher.
Yeah. I think because you've been training for so long, you'll be able to feel it when you move the elbows around. Okay. Sometimes I show people, like, I don't feel it, but I think that if you have the right amount of weight on there, you'll be able to feel it a lot. Okay,
so starting with?
Just start normal.
So just start normal here.
So, you know, obviously this is the standard way.
Right.
You're hitting everything, you're getting a good full range of motion, and it works with the way that you're built. You can pull it in around your hips. It's a very fluid move. So now you can step back.
You had 1 foot forward, right?
Yep. And you might even want to step back a little bit farther.
Okay.
And you're going to really put your elbows all the way forward and in, like this.
Oh, and in, okay.
Yep. And you're almost pushing away from your body more with it.
Here?
Yep. When you get in the right spot, you're going to feel it way up in here. Because you're going to want to be on a stretch a little bit with it also.
Oh, and you stay engaged too.
Yep.
Because you're forward. Okay, that I feel.
Yeah, if you...
But I do feel like it's very light.
Yep, it's easy.
Yeah.
If you lift your arms up this way a little bit more and get more of that stretch in there, you may feel it even more. It's an exact spot where you really want to lock it in. It's kind of like if you were laying on your back flat.
Okay, so I feel this all the way up, right where...
All the way where it starts
right,
to your lap,
yes,
right? Yeah, it's a very tricky but awesome exercise when you hit it the right way.
Yeah.
Because you can really build up here. You can get that tension up here quite a bit.
And even without doing the rep and just holding it here, I can feel it.
You're in a stretch now.
Yeah.
So this is, a lot of people when they do their skull crushers, they don't feel it as much if their elbows are, perpendicular to the floor. But if they come back farther with it, and they come behind their head more, they feel that stretch back there more. So it's the same, method, but now we're just facing down.
Okay.
So then from here now you can step all the way forward.
And that was the...
And you're gonna go all the way out now with your elbows.
This way?
Yep. And really pull them out.
Oh, I feel weaker here.
Yeah, you're gonna be the weakest.
So
like
here?
That. And this is something that'll actually help you a lot with like lockout type of exercises, overhead presses, things like that. But you can feel it way more now out here.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely feel weaker too.
Oh, you're gonna be the weakest most likely on that one.
For sure.
So then from there you turn around and now you're gonna step forward with it and do your overhead extension. I like to lean forward a little bit when I do these. Yeah, there you go. And you're coming from behind your head with it. And most people are fairly strong like this. You'll find as you get more fatigued, it's harder to pull the rope apart. But basically what I like to do with this is, now that you've gotten used to what it feels like, if you feel that you're the strongest like this, you might want to get that last, that exercise.
Okay, so you get more reps out of it.
So you can get more reps out of it. Then in the beginning where you're like, I'm not feeling it.
Start first with that one.
You can start first with these because it's the hardest.
Right. Okay, so hit them all. Rep range.
So what I would say is you got 4 exercises. Maybe pick like 7 reps per exercise.
Okay.
I start with this, and I'll do 15 reps with each one. So I'll do 15, rest, 15 like this, rest, and then once I've done all 4, I do one set where I basically just go to failure and I try to hit as many reps, and I move my angles around.
So you're in it like the whole time, very engaged. Okay. All right, so if you guys want to give this a shot, 4 exercises, let us know what you think in the comments below, and hope you guys like this video, and we will see you guys next time.